that I should do this thing unto my master, the Lord's anointed. David never looked for an excuse to justify his own personal feelings. See, he never looked for an excuse. The Lord told me I could kill him if I wanted to. He's slain 85 priests of the Lord. No. When the man did kill Saul, David said, "Wast thou not afraid to touch the Lord's anointed?" He said, "Wasn't you afraid to touch God's man?" See, David knows better than to touch God's man. He said, his day will come to fall in battle, or he will die. He said, I don't have to kill him. I don't have to take his life. See? So David stayed his servants, verse 7. See, David had a little church. He had a congregation of about 1,500 or 2,000 people, counting women and children. He had 600 men. He had quite a congregation. When the whole church came together, he had 1,500 or 2,000 people in his church. And he was putting the right spirit on his congregation. He was teaching his people what the right spirit was. He was doing what I've been doing in this assembly. David was a pastor. He was a shepherd. And he had a little church. And when they all came together at the same time, counting women and children, he had around 1,500 or 2,000 people in his congregation. And he was teaching them the ways of the Lord. He was teaching them what the right spirit was. And he said unto his men, verse 6, he said, the Lord forbid that I should do this thing unto my master, the Lord's anointed, to stretch forth mine hand against him, seeing he is the anointed of the Lord. And he taught the 600 what the right spirit was. He taught the 600 how to be loyal. And they saw David's spirit in relationship to Saul, and they all took on that same spirit in relationship to David. And as David survived every battle, and the Lord was with David whithersoever he went, the Lord, as a consequence, was with the 600 whithersoever they went. David stayed his servants, verse 7, with these words, and suffered them not to rise against Saul. But Saul rose up out of the cave and went on his way. And then you notice in the 26th chapter of 1 Samuel and verses 9 to 11, see David is right there in the trench with Saul. He's right there in the trench in verse 5. He's right there in the trench with Saul. He's right there. He's right there in the trench with Saul. And he gets there in verse 6. Then answered David and said to him, look, the Hittite, and to Abishai the son of Zeruiah, brother to Joab, saying, who will go down with me to Saul to the camp? And Abishai said, I will go down with thee. And that's how they get in the trench. So David and Abishai came to the people by night, and behold, Saul lay sleeping within the trench. His spear stuck in the ground. That was a protective place that had been hollowed out to spend the night in, like the Roman legionnaires used to build little fortifications before they would bed down for the night. They built walls around the camp to protect them from the enemy at night. So Saul had a little fortification built around him there, a little wall, a little earthen embankment. And verse 8, then said Abishai to David, God hath delivered thine enemy into thine hand this day. Now therefore let me smite him, I pray thee, with the spear, even to the earth at once. I will not have to smite him the second time. In verse 9 to 11, and David said to Abishai, destroy him not. For who can stretch forth his hand against the Lord's anointed and be guiltless? See, behold the time that the Lord has said he would deliver your enemy into your hand, and thou shalt deal with him as thou seest fit. But see, God didn't deliver Saul into David's hand for Saul to deliver him. And God does not open your understanding to become privy to certain things. God doesn't give you that understanding for you to use it to destroy someone with or to hurt the church. He gives you that to test your spirit so that you might prove that you have the right spirit. How many things has God permitted me to be privy to? And God didn't permit me to see that or know that so that I could run around and use it to destroy that person or to tear up a congregation or a fellowship. God permitted me to see that and understand that so that I might manifest the right spirit. And in manifesting the right spirit, I was laying up mercy. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. God's allowing David to lay up mercy because he's going to need it later over the incident of Uriah the Hittite and Bathsheba. And so David is being given the opportunity to lay up mercy because he's going to need that mercy. That's why Nathan the prophet said, "Thou shalt not die." How could God kill David when David didn't kill Saul? See, when God allows you to see something or hear something or know something that is not exactly right or even pleasant, it's not that God gave you that understanding for you to use it to destroy somebody with, or to go out and blabbermouth, or to hurt the church, or discredit the church, or destroy someone's confidence. God gives you that so that you can sit on that and pray over that, make that a matter of prayer, and show the right spirit through that so that you can lay up mercy in heaven, so that down the road, when you are absolutely knocking at hell's door, that there will be mercy there, God has to judge you for a condition, and that hand of wrath comes down. It's tempered by the mercy. And when the hand of judgment comes down on David over the matter of Bathsheba and Uriah the Hittite, all that happens is the baby dies. And David goes free because David showed mercy to Saul. See, God did not put Saul in David's hand so that David could kill him. If David would have killed Saul, God would have killed David over the matter of Uriah the Hittite and Bathsheba. Have you all just heard me? Because mercy rejoiceth against judgment. Have you all heard me? See, God does not permit you to see things or hear things or become privy to something so that you can use that to destroy an individual or to backslide over or to hurt the church. God gives you that in order to lay up mercy because God sees what's going to happen to you in your future, and He knows you need mercy if you're going to come through that. So blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy, and He will have mercy without mercy on him that has showed no mercy, but mercy rejoiceth over and against an individual undergoing judgment. And so David has the opportunity to destroy his adversary, but he won't do it. And because he didn't do it, he laid up mercy. And now when God's hand of judgment comes down on David over the matter of Bathsheba and Uriah the Hittite, God couldn't kill David because David didn't kill Saul. All God could do was take the bastard that was born. The baby died. And nothing else happened.